Hey y'all, it's time for the Cherry on Top Design Team YouTube hop again. And today we are talking about our go-to designs. My go-to design is a diagonal. So here we have a linear design with a diagonal photo and title on top of it. Here, the diagonal design is created by Mixed Media, and I really love this layout. This diagonal design has two separate elements that are combined by using the same style in each separate part. This design is compact but reads like a book from left to right, top to bottom, title, photos, journaling. This diagonal design was from a sketch that I kind of just made my own. Everything kind of turns into my style of diagonal. This diagonal design has a huge element in between the two sides, and I like to do that when I really want to highlight a gorgeous paper, but it's a little much for an entire page. This is on an 8.5 by 11 page and has a large photo and two smaller photos on the diagonal design. This diagonal design is across two double pages of a Traveler's Notebook, a Life Crafted album, but you can still see the diagonal features that I use on all of my diagonal pages. This is again two separate groups of elements, and I've combined them with a little bit of mixed media in between. This is a 9 by 12 page, so these work on all types of projects. And then lastly, this is a diagonal in the opposite direction of what I normally do, but it again has the really detailed paper that would kind of be too much if I used it alone as a background. Sorry about my dog there. So today I'm going to create another diagonal page, and I'm going to use this spring photo of my boy and this gorgeous floral here. So I was looking for papers that kind of matched the shirt that he's wearing, and I grabbed my title and this die cut idea from just something that I had saved a long time ago in like a quotes folder in my Instagram, and it says Hopster, and it's got a picture of a bunny wearing little hipster glasses. So I just kind of created this cut file with some things on my Cricut InDesign Space, and yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So I'm going to do a diagonal from left to right there, like most of those inspiration pieces. So so another thing I do when I'm kind of in a rut or I need some inspiration is I watch YouTube, and I love to do mixed media. And so of course my queen is Missy Whitten. Here I'm just testing the colors, and I already have gesso on the background there. So that's why I can work with it as a watercolor. So again, I love Missy Whitten. I like to watch her. And so I get excited when she tries new techniques. Like she's the first one I saw do the stamping and turn it into watercolor thing. But then I go try and do it, and it doesn't look anything like hers, which is fine. I put my own spin on it, and I turn it into something that looks like something that Natalie made. And so my idea, or my next tip for you if you need inspiration, is find somebody that you really love their style and try to mimic them, not copy, but do what they do, but make it your own. And it might not be mixed media, and it might not be a YouTube video. It could just be someone whose blog you like or whose Instagram feed you like. So I stamped this plaid, which I thought would be a good contrast with the floral paper. And I know it looks gross. I use those two different colors. They're not great. But what I'm going to do is I add the water, and I mute out most of the actual design so that only a little bit of the pattern remains, and the rest looks like watercolor. So it almost looks like just a faded design, and that's what I'm going with. And I know you can see this weird white. I don't really know what went on with the ink. I had decided to live with it, but then once it fully dried, the white went away. So I don't really know what was going on there, but just ignore that for now and know that when it dries, it's going away. So I add a couple more just by hand stamping bits in the lighter green color. Or I'm sorry, these are blue, but obviously they turned green once I added them to this yellow background, which I intended. They are a little more green on the video than they are in real life. They do tend to lean towards more the turquoise though in real life, kind of like the colors in his shirt. But all in all, they match the pattern paper that I'm using. So I hand stamp and add a little bit more of the grid or the plaid pattern. And now I'm going back through and adding additional color, because when I added all that water and wiped it up to dry it, I took away some of the color. And I do want a lot of those pretty colors on there, and I want that watercolor effect. So I know it looks like a hot mess, but I promise it all comes together in the end. And that's one thing I love about mixed media too, is that, you know, it transforms in front of your eyes. So there, we're gonna let this dry. And then I'm gonna put back, there you can see the white went away, magic, right? And I'm gonna put back the paper, or I'm gonna tear the paper. So I'm gonna do just 2 corners of this paper. So I like it, it's super beautiful, but I don't think that I could create a layout with that as my background solely, because it's very busy. So that's why I choose to do like the cardstock with the mixed media and just use a little bit of the pattern paper. But now I need to tie these 2 corners together. So I'm going to do that by adding in the photo and elements in between the two to tie them together. But before I do that, I decided we need a little bit more mixed media. So I grabbed this sparkly texture paste and then this Prima Patina powder, and I mix it in to make it the same blue color that is on the background. And then I grab a little floral stencil, and I think this is from Echo Park. The paper, by the way, is from Cartabella. And it just kind of mimics the same kind of spring flower that's on the paper. And I just spread it in 3 different little sections. And then I water down the rest of that texture paste and use it as sprinkle on the page. And it doesn't really show up so well in the video, but in the close-ups you can see it just gives a splatter that has glitter in it. So just another added bit of texture and different type of depth in the background. So it dries kind of clearish besides the blue color that I put in it. So now the back side of this Cartabella paper, if you've never used Cartabella paper, it is so fabulous. I love the texture and it's so thick and it's wonderful. The back matches. So I thought I would staple it over, but I end up covering that up, so I have to go back later and do another area of stapling. I make sure to put a lot of adhesive on the back of these pieces because I did put a lot of clear gesso and paint or ink on the background, so things don't like to stick to that. So just keep that in mind if you're doing mixed media and you don't want your page falling apart when you're looking through your album later. Add lots of adhesive. And there's the other bit. So now we're going to tie these 2 gorgeous floral sections together. Now, when I was going through my stuff to decide which papers to use, I loved this paper. I thought it matched really well, but I don't have any other pieces. I don't have stickers. I don't have die cuts. So you're going to see another bit of inspiration here on what to do when you don't have that. What are we doing next? Let's see. Oh, I decided that I needed to bring the colors of the florals into the middle of the page. So I grabbed 2 pink and orange or pink and red solids and like a super subtly patterned pinkish color as well, and I use those to back the photo. And so that brings the colors of the pattern paper into the middle of the page. And there you can see me adding that different little staple area because I end up covering up the first one I made. So you can still see that up at the right there, I have a little chunk that doesn't have pink behind it. So I'm going to fussy cut the florals out of the rest of that paper and make my own little die cuts. And that again will bring that pattern paper into the middle of the page and tie together both sides of this diagonal design. So I am fussy cutting some florals, and I do one for that top right corner of the photo as well as one for the bottom left corner of the photo. And I'll take this opportunity to let you know this is a YouTube hop. If you hop along and leave comments for all of us, then you will be entered for a chance to win a $10 gift card to a Cherry on Top. I'm going to stick my affiliate link down below if you want to pick up any of your own gorgeous spring goodies in the store. There's so many new products right now. It's super fun. This is a great time of year, I feel like, to buy scrapbooking products. And I will link down below to the hop and the blog and my affiliate link with the store. Yeah, all those good things. So I'm going to tuck this floral kind of under the photo, and the other one will kind of go above the photo. Again, with the adhesive, I love that Nouveau glue. It sticks really well. So I'm going to stick down that whole cut file. I did create that just with elements that are free within Design Space. I think I'm going to do a tutorial soon on how to do that if you have any questions about that. So I like to kind of tuck it under and make it flip over or stick over if I can. So I like to cut through those leaves and make them, you know, give me lots of layers above and under with just one piece. So I add the little title there. It's going to say Hopster instead of hipster because he looks like a little hipster like his dad in this little plaid shirt. He had spring photos. I'm not going to buy those spring photos. I'm going to use these pretty photos that I took in front of the flowering trees in our yard. So there we have it. So another way that I draw inspiration is from my product stash. I love to have a big stash. So I just went through my products and I was like, what matches these papers? And these are Christmas die cuts or Christmas ephemera, but I used them in a way that worked for me. And so on that bottom blue piece, I covered it up with other ones because it was like a to from tag. And otherwise, you don't know that they're Christmas. They say things about how cute he is and how much I love him. But they were the blue and the pink that matched. So, and I stamped on that little label with a Easter stamp. So it made it work for me. And so that's another thing. If you have stash or products that you love and you're feeling a little not inspired, like pull those out and play with them. And that will inspire you to create your page, right? And again, back to what I was talking about earlier, when you watch videos or look on Instagram, like fellow scrapbookers put that stuff out there to inspire you. So you're not stealing ideas or anything. Like they put it out there for the inspiration. Definitely credit back when you get something from someone, but also, you know, that's why they put it out there, to inspire you, to give you ideas. They're proud of what they created and they want you to also draw inspiration from them and help you out if you need it. And I just love this crafty community. It's wonderful like that. So I'm tucking that down in there. You'll see me stick my block over it to make it stick down a little bit. And I will add journaling off screen. So I'm going to stick those around kind of in a little visual triangle here, and as well as add that little circle. It's a non-floral element that matches and kind of just gives me a little more texture under the photos. So I'm gonna add in the essential jewels from Pink Fresh Studio because essential is the correct word. I love those things. They are basically on all my pages from here on out. That's just what you're going to see. Make sure you hop along to my other design team members. They are so talented and we hope to inspire you so much today. I love to see people's go-to designs. So let me know if you have any questions. And I'm going to put all those links I discussed before down below and make sure to hop along for your chance to win. Bye, y'all.